For customer assistance, billing inquiries, or to block future calls, dial 1-877-650-4249. To hear the cost of this call, press 8 now. To accept this call, press 5. This call is subject to monitoring and recording. Do not use three-way or call waiting features during this call. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hey, ready?
Yes, sir, Mr. Hansen.
What I got here is something that you can put together for YouTube and also type up and get mailed off to Kent.
Okay.
Help him format a notice upon his abusers, I guess I would call them. I thought I would read it to you first, and then you could think about it for like a half an hour and see where it might be lacking.
Okay.
And then notify me on the video thing, and then you can just tell me a few things that I might want to add to it real quick. And
okay.
Go through it on there.
No, that's great, and I did take your advice just to let you know, and I called the Yazoo City County Sheriff, and I told him to go. That was a great idea, by the way. And I asked him to go do a welfare check. He said, well, that's a federal penitentiary. I didn't speak to him specifically. I spoke to his secretary. But they were telling me that's federal, and I reminded him that the sheriff is the highest law enforcement agency in the land, and that if the warden is doing anything inappropriate, that it's the sheriff's responsibility to check into it. Also, I called the Mississippi FBI this morning, and I published both of those phone calls. So they're on the record. Mississippi is a one consent party state, which means that I can record with only just one party knowing about it. So I have them on the record as having been notified that they need to check on Kent Hovind. And so that was a great idea. I never even thought about calling the sheriff until you mentioned that. But yes, sir, you go ahead and if you say whatever you want, I'll think about it, and then I'll call you back on the home wave.
Call that sheriff. Well, call the county assessor and find out who owns that land. See, if that land is not owned by the federal government, it's not a federal zone.
Okay.
It doesn't make it a federal using the building. It's still not a federal zone.
Okay.
So I think he can go in under common law regardless. I think.
Okay.
I don't know why common law would not exist in the United States in relationship to the Bill of Rights. I just don't think the Bill of Rights disappears from the power of the people because the government purchases land. I mean, why would it disappear if I purchased land? Why would your rights? Why could I bring you on my property and violate your Bill of Rights? Your rights just because I own the land. There's no sense to that.
Right.
I can have a lot of other laws and regulations on my land, but I can't violate your God-given rights.
Amen.
Nowhere on the earth can I do that. Okay, ready? I'll just.
Yes, sir. You go. You don't want this particular.
Well, you just go over this. Just
okay. Got you. Okay, I got you. Okay.
Okay. Number one, keep a daily log record. Always keeping a copy, because when they mail it out, they might destroy it. You need to keep those copies with you. Journal all mailing dates for a record suit. Log the days, the dates, the time, the shifts of the guards. Get the guards' names. Get the description of the guards, because they might use an alias on their name. List everything you are being deprived of. List everything that you do have that you aren't given. Record your daily state of mind, your mental state. Notice all of as to selective harassment. So get out to whoever you can in there about your selective harassment. It falls under cruel and unusual punishment, which is a violation of God's law. So that means it's valid for sure there. And then basically let them know that you're going to, that this particular punishment that you're undergoing is going to be determined by a court of record, common law. Okay, get all names of the guards and the inmates that can testify to the abuse, or know of people that have been abused in a similar way, which is probably quite a few of them. And a lot of them might not even be in jail anymore. We can get.
This call is from the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office.
A lot of them might not even be in jail anymore. They might have been abused years ago. some of these jails are so corrupt. You know, they keep jars of all the teeth they've knocked out of inmates.
Yeah, wow.
Have it on a shelf to show new guards that are coming in and say, you know, we don't mess around here. And they always beat people up. Just happen to be just around the corner where there's no camera.
Yeah.
You know, we can have a grand jury investigation and say, you know, why has these 8 people been beat up just around the corner?
Yeah.
You know, why is that?
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, and we'll let a common law jury decide if there's evidence of being a torture in that place. Okay, number 4, log if there's a camera or audio in the area that you're being. And then also number 5, notice that you wish to require the name of the man that is ordering your solitary confinement or your future prosecution needs. Never threaten them. Just tell them you're trying to protect your God-given rights. Notice your attorney of all that you're doing. Ask him to do what he can, even if he's not his attorney anymore. Just go ahead and notice this guy that was representing him here, you know, and do that by email. Try to do that by email. Get friends to email that attorney. He does have a little bit of a responsibility, I think. Okay. Okay, and then also number 4, notice them that carllentz.com, the guy's name is Carl Lentz, is aiding you. So they'll Google that and that'll scare them. That you will use a common law court 7th article Bill of Rights, article not amendment, 7th article, that you intend to prosecute by said court all those that you believe the jury will find liable for damages for abuse. Noticing that this court has no U.S. judge, only a referee, that no licensed attorneys are allowed to represent or present the defense to the jury, that the jury determines the law and the facts and can only be appealed in common law. Also ask that the name of the owner of the land he is jailed on be disclosed to him for future prosecution needs, and state that he requires the owner's name disclosed to him for the use in the court of record. That should because we don't have to go to the United States courts, I don't think, to get remedy here. We can go into the community court under the provision that God's given us the authority to do that, and the United States court cannot stop us from obeying God, and there's just no way around it. Okay. It's going to turn into a big stink if they keep using people.
Yeah, amen. No, I love all those ideas, and I'll think about it some more. The only 2 that come to mind is, did you want to say something about calling the local county sheriff, that he is the highest law enforcement official in the land, higher even than the federal institutions, and he has a right to do a welfare check on Pastor Ken Hovind, and if the sheriff was to go in there and say, I want to go see Pastor Ken Hovind and have a conversation with him, that the federal institution cannot stop the sheriff?
And a pastor can also do that probably too. They can say he's the pastor, yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't know if there's a pastor in Mississippi though, and I don't know that we have a pastor in Mississippi willing to do that.
Pick one, find one. There's got to be one somewhere.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
Anyway, put it out there on YouTube. If there's a pastor nearby that has enough conviction to do that, get out and do it.
Okay. Okay, all right. And what about the FBI? You think
he needs to write Kent a letter immediately to say that he wants to be an aiding pastor.
Yeah.
Come and visit him.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. And then I don't know if it does any good, but I called the FBI in Mississippi and I told them they need to do a welfare check as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we get notice that somebody's being tortured here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, they don't decide if you're being tortured. I think the jury of 12 decides that. The community decides that.
I told them.
Yeah. Not Washington. Not their courts.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'll think about this some more, and I'll turn my home wave on here. What time is it? It's about. Do you have a? Your lunch was at 10, right? So you still got a little bit of time before your next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Just pop me up on the screen there, and then what I'll do is I'll do the same thing that I did here, and then at the end, then you can ask me questions about the sheriff and things like that.
Okay. If you have knowledge or you've heard that statement you made about the jars of teeth they keep knocked out from the inmates, if you have if you've heard that and that's something that you're aware of, that's powerful. But let me think about it. I want to talk. I'll call.
Write that stuff down and bring it up, and we can talk about that.
Okay. All right. I took a lot of notes as you were just talking, so. Okay, Paul, this sounds good. Give me 15, 20 minutes if that's okay, and I appreciate what you're doing, brother.
Yeah, there's tens of millions of people looking at this stuff.
Okay, it might be longer because we have a conference call in 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, there's something critical going on that involves Kent, and I can't. But if that conference call comes up, it's possible that it might delay me a little bit. But I'll let you know. What's that?
Okay.
But I will do it. If you just see me delayed, you'll know why. It's because we may have a conference call that I absolutely have to get on.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you, Paul.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.